Hello my lovely people, Honkai Star Rail has finally announced the version 3.6 special program, and I know many of you are just as excited as I am. Today, we're going to sit down and talk about everything we can expect from this update. First things first, the dates. This special program is expected to premiere on September 12th, 2025 at 19:30 UTC plus 8. That's when we'll officially see everything in action. And if you're wondering when the actual update drops, mark your calendars for September 24th, because that's when version 3.6 will go live. Some cool characters are coming, and you'll need Jades to get them all. Meet Loot Bar, your ultimate platform for affordable game top-ups. Enjoy safe, secure transactions, unbeatable prices, and super fast delivery. With Loot Bar, you can save up to 25% on shard prices. For example, save around 10 to 20% on 6,480 shard bundles. To buy anything, just select the bundle you want and put your UID and server. Then boom, isn't it got Jades in my account? Ready to level up your Honkai Star Rail experience? Click the link below and get started now. New users get a 10% off coupon, don't miss out. Also, don't forget, Genshin Impact's anniversary celebrations are happening right now, and you can snag some huge discounts over on Loot Bar. Now, let's talk about banners, because I know that's the juicy part everyone's waiting for. Phase 1 should bring us Evernight and Castor Ice. And if you've never heard of Evernight before, let me introduce her properly. She's a 5-star ice character who walks the path of remembrance. But what makes her special is that she's not just fighting alone. Her real power comes from her companion, a Memosprite named Evie. Evernight is what I'd call a summoner-style DPS, but with a twist. Instead of focusing on stacking raw attack, like most damage dealers, she scales entirely off her max HP. That means the tankier she is, the deadlier she becomes. But there's a trade-off. She constantly drains her own HP to empower herself and Evie. The more she sacrifices, the stronger her buffs get, and the more devastating Evie's attacks become. Her ultimate is a real showstopper. She and Evie go into an empowered state, dealing massive ice damage, while also making enemies take more punishment and shrugging off control effects. On top of that, she boosts crit damage for other summons, and even shreds enemy resistances at higher levels, which makes her both a carry and a team enabler. Honestly, she's perfect for anyone who enjoys that high-risk, high-reward summoner playstyle. Then in Phase 2, we're looking at Dan Heng in his new form, Paramencerterai, alongside Anaxa. This version of Dan Heng is a 5-star physical preservation character, and he's really interesting because he mixes defense with offense in a way we haven't quite seen before. His kit revolves around what's called a bondmate. Basically, he chooses an ally to pair with, and whenever he uses his skills or ultimate, he not only gives out powerful shields to the team, but the bondmate gets extra benefits on top of that. His shields scale with his attack, so they're consistently reliable. But the real highlight here is the Soul Dragon. When a bondmate is active, the Soul Dragon comes into play. It grants shields, cleanses debuffs, and can even perform follow-up attacks that combine Dan Heng's own damage with the bondmate's element. This makes him feel less like a pure protector and more like a hybrid who's defending the team while actively contributing to damage. He's the kind of character who fits perfectly into teams that want sturdiness but don't want to give up offensive momentum. Of course, new characters aren't the only thing to look forward to. We're also getting 2 new relic sets in 3.6. The first one, World-Remaking Deliverer, is designed with summon-style characters in mind. With the 2-piece bonus, you get an 8% crit rate boost, but the real kicker is the 4-piece effect. Whenever you use a basic attack or skill while a Memosprite is out, both you and your Memosprite get a big HP boost, and the whole team gets extra damage. That's clearly meant to make characters like Evernight even more powerful. The second set, Self-Enshrouded Recluse, is all about crit damage. The 2-piece is straightforward, more 16% crit damage, but the 4-piece adds a skill point recovery mechanic that kicks in when allies use skill points. This is a huge deal for teams that constantly run into SP issues, since it keeps the flow of combat smoother. But of course, what's a new version without a new boss? Version 3.6 introduces Ichor Memosprite, Judge of Oblivion. This monster is no joke. It's got 480 toughness, meaning multiple bars to break through, and it comes with a nasty mechanic. It deals 5,000 damage straight to an ally, then applies a damage over time effect equal to half of that damage. The catch? You can't block it with shields. That means you'll need characters with massive HP pools to survive. People like Mighty Eye, Tribby, Castor Ice, or Phanon will be lifesavers here. And now for probably the most exciting addition, the new Endgame mode, Anomaly Arbitration. This isn't just another mode. It's being called the Endgame of Endgames. To even attempt it, you first need to fully clear every other endgame challenge, 12 stars in Pure Fiction, 12 stars in Apocalyptic Shadow, and a full 36 stars in Memory of Chaos. Only then do you unlock Anomaly Arbitration. The mode itself has 2 stages, Knight and King. The Knight stage is like a gauntlet, where you have to clear 3 separate fights with different teams. Once you manage that, the King stage unlocks, and that's where things get really intense. The King stage is a single boss fight, but the boss is absurdly overpowered compared to anything else in the game. And for the masochists out there, yes, there's also a hard mode that takes everything and dials it up even further. Lastly, for my free-to-play friends, don't worry, version 3.6 is expected to hand out enough Stellar Jades for around 100 pulls. That's a pretty generous haul. So even if you're saving up, you'll have plenty of chances to go after your favorites. And that's everything we know so far about Honkai Star Rail version 3.6. Personally, I'm really excited about Everknight's unique playstyle and this crazy new endgame mode. What about you guys? Which character or feature are you most hyped for? Let me know down in the comments. I love hearing your thoughts. Thanks for hanging out with me today.